Capello, meanwhile, talking about the signing of De Ligt, the possibility of him going to Juventus. If Juve sign De Ligt, then it's over again, and we go directly to the season after. De Ligt is the best defender out there. He allows you to defend with two, freeing up the fullbacks. So, is he right, Gab? Is this kind of the feeling in Italy that it's really it?
Well, first of all, it's funny. So, like, De Ligt allows you to play in a way that Capello never plays, defending with two, right? Because he always makes sure that there's multiple people covering his central defenders. Like, I don't know. He's obviously a really unusual talent to have a center back with those qualities emerging this young. You know, a lot of times when we see very young center backs make a difference, it's because they're freak athletes or whatever, and they maybe need to improve in other aspects like reading the game or technically, and De Ligt has that part. I don't know how close this really is. This is still a Mino Raiola move. Let's not forget. I think but would he make Juve a better team? Sure, of course he'd make them a better team right now, and he'd give them, because remember next season people go on about Bonucci and Chiellini, but those guys aren't getting any younger. I don't know you're going to get more than 25, 30 games from Chiellini next season, and so you're going to need more depth in that role.
What's happening with Juve, Gam? Like, obviously Cristiano Ronaldo last summer, and then the possibility of De Ligt now. What's changed? What's turned?
You mean in terms of the spending? They went all in on Cristiano. They've grown their revenue. Again, it's always difficult to go and decipher figures. I still think that they need to do some serious selling to go and balance this out. And obviously, people like Dybala came up, people like Higuain, if anybody will take him. But I also think they look at this and they say, look, De Ligt, if we can get him for 75, 80 million euros through the magic of amortization, we can make this work because he's so young, and over the length of his career, even if 3, 4, 5 years down the line, we have to sell him, we're going to get our money back. I think that's the thinking. Without looking at the numbers forensically, it's hard to tell what the implications are, whether they can afford him, to what degree they can afford him. But there's no question that, they see it, they have a window of opportunity to win the Champions League, and obviously it's to do with Cristiano Ronaldo, and they're willing to invest to make it happen.
Somebody phone Fabio up and tell him it's over anyway.
Yeah.
Probably. All right, Antonio Conte's gone to Inter, and listen, he's a very good coach. We'll see what happens there. That'll be a lot to do with players coming in. But unless these older players that Gab mentioned really fall off the cliff, particularly the defenders, and Ronaldo doesn't perform, it is hard to see with Napoli being so far behind this year and Roma being off the pace and having the problems that they've got. And somebody's making very...
That's all right, don't worry. This is truly a discussion for another time. Okay. Because I want to...
hold on. What was a discussion for another time?
Next season's Serie A, surely. We've got plenty of time to discuss.
No, but is that not what Fabio Capello is saying?
Yes.
Right, so that's part of this discussion?
Well, no, I was just that was it, and then we can move on. And then Gav made a noise, and now he's going to say, oh, but look, this is happening.
Well, I heard somebody made a noise in my ear, and I thought...
there's only one man who's making that noise.
Well, the point is, it's not really... Is it that big a deal if he comes in or not for Serie A? That was my point.
Gab?
It is a big deal for Serie A if De Ligt comes in. I think, is it a big deal? Is it a big win the league?
I mean, is it a big deal in terms of who wins Serie A and who doesn't win it? That's what I mean.
I don't think De Ligt moves the needle, but I do think that Napoli are definitely going to be more competitive next year. I think most of Juve's players are a year older, and I think Juve are going to prioritize the Champions League.
For more, sign up now for ESPN Plus.